It tells us a story about Sam. He's the only provider of wheat in Gainesville. It gives us his inverse demand, his marginal cost, and his fixed cost. And it tells us that right now he's worried that Luke may enter the market. And if Luke enters, he'll have the exact same cost structure. So the same fixed cost, the same marginal cost. And they'll engage in quantity competition or Cournot competition. It says that Sam can lobby and basically raise each of their fixed costs by some amount, by the same amount. And we want to assume that he'd be able to lobby and raise fixed costs by just enough to keep Luke out of the market. And it's saying how much would Sam's profit per period increase if the commission instituted a fee just large enough to keep Luke from entering, compared to the case where he does enter. So we're going to be comparing two scenarios. Scenario 1 is with both firms, so Luke is entered. So we know big Q is equal to QS plus QL. We know that both of their inverse demands are 12 minus 0.5 Q, marginal cost is 3, and fixed cost is 2. So we can write Luke's profit, which we know is Sam's profit as well, but we just have to work from one of these guys' point of view. And we're going to take the derivative with respect to QL and set it equal to 0. We solve down, and then now at this point, after we've taken the derivative, we remember, because of symmetry, QL is going to equal QS. Again, symmetry was they have the exact same cost structure and the exact same inverse demand. So we can substitute and solve for QL to be 6, which we know QS is also 6. So now we can find Luke's profit. We find it to be $16. So the story is Sam will want to raise fixed cost by $16 to keep Luke out of the market. So in scenario 1, when there's both firms, we know that Sam is making $16. Now in scenario 2, we're going to say now Sam's going to lobby to raise fixed cost by $16. So now big Q is equal to QS because he has raised fixed cost by $16. So fixed cost used to be $2, now it's $18. But this kept Luke out of the market. So now there's only one firm, Sam's a monopoly, and we're going to see how much his profit is with a new fixed cost of $18. So again, big Q is just QS, he's a monopoly. We do the derivative with respect to QS, setting it equal to 0 and solving. We find that he produces 9 units when he's a monopoly, and his profit is equal to 22.5. So both firms, when there's two firms, Sam makes $16. After lobbying, he makes 22.5. So we see in this case, it was worth it for him to take an increase in his fixed cost and also give Luke an increase in his fixed cost, because that would keep Luke out of the market, Sam would be a monopoly, and enjoy higher profits. And that was an example of raising costs to limit entry.